Hey everybody, this is Jake Luhrs from August Burns Red, and you are watching CMS TV.
It is Chris Akin Presents, and I, of course, am Chris Akin. And today on the show, we are going to get seriously vicious. We are going to be talking about some August Burns Red, the new release, latest release, Seasons of Surrender. It is an ass kicker, if ever there was an ass kicker. This is a heavy record. And here to talk all about it is the vocalist and the main man. It is Jake Luhrs. Jake, how are you, man?
Doing pretty good, Chris. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to talk to you. And it's always good to get August Burns Red back. I mean, when you guys put out music, it's consistently heavy, strong, great, whatever you want to say. This
Hmm.
is no exception. Although I do think this is kind of maybe a more definitive growth record than some of the other ones. And maybe we'll start there, man. Tell me a little bit about this record. And was there something a little different or pushing you a little bit into a different direction this time?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think we all knew that this was a pretty big record for us, considering it's our technically our 10th studio album outside of the Christmas record that we put out. But yeah, I think we all, I really wanted us to kind of all sit down and really have a vision for the record. And when you're sitting there, you can think of all the things that are going on in the industry, which could be like, what's the mainstream sound, or do we want to follow the trends, or do we want to take a left turn and really go outside of the box altogether and have a completely different sound. And August Burns Red has just never done any of those things. We just I think instead of looking outwardly, we wanted to look internally and dig a little deeper as to, like, hey, we've been here for a while. We've earned our stripes. We have kind of set ourselves here. Let's write the best August Burns Red record we can. And in order to do that, we had to break a lot of processes. We had to really have an understanding of, like, hey, this is how we used to do things. This is how we're used to doing them. We're going to break that. We're not going to keep doors closed. We're going to open them. We're going to have conversations we wouldn't usually have. We're going to challenge each other, and critique each other, um, and really just to for us to grow and maybe hit break some ceilings, some limiting beliefs. And for myself, I really wanted to make this the best record I could. And so usually when I'm in the studio, I record vocals for 2 weeks. And this time around, I was in the studio for the whole 2 months working on vocals. And I also hired a vocal coach. His name is David Benitez, a phenomenal coach. And I was working with him throughout the process of recording the record. And I remember once I had all of the songs done, I sent them to him and I said, okay, I need you to make notes of all the screams you don't like. Whatever's there that you don't think is the best. And so he did that, and we sat down with them, and through that process, I was able to learn more about technique, more about my vocal capabilities, and really push myself to be able to get to that next level. And so, I think that we all collectively as a band pursued greatness within what we were trying to accomplish rather than letting something just be good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times what would come out of my mouth was, hey, that's not good enough, right? And we got to do it better. And so, yeah, I think that with that mentality and breaking those processes, we did get a better product and a more modern day August Burns Red album.
Right on. Where is the line for you and the band, but certainly for you, between trying to evolve and maintaining the band's identity without straying too far from you don't want to lose the fan base either by going too heavy or too introspective or something. Where is that line for you?
That's a really good question. Um, I don't know that there is necessarily like a line. I think that once you create something and you give it your all and you sit back and you absorb it, what it truly is, it's got to resonate with you in a heart level. Like you can write something, we can write something that is going to sell. We
Sure.
can do that. That's actually easier to do. It's easier to take a formula that, and a BPM that everybody can use and write some surface level lyrics that everybody thinks it sounds cool. But it's really more of the challenge of going within yourself to say, okay, what can I make better? And trying. And a lot of times you fail. A lot of times, I create something, I'd go, man, this is cool. And then once I performed it and we all heard it, we'd be like, this is not acceptable, or it's just not going to work. And so it has to resonate with our hearts, because we've been doing this together for 20 years.
Right.
So if it's resonating with everybody and they're like, whoa, that feels really good, or man, that's really cool, then you don't have to worry about going too far out of the box, because it is everyone's. It's already us, right? And
Hmm.
so that's what it's going to be. Now, there's always backlash no matter which way you take it, Chris. There's always like, you guys sound the same. That's what we hear a lot, right? Like, you guys never change your sound. And then, I've seen some of my peers that have changed their sound dramatically. And people go, dude, they sold out.
Right.
It's like, you know what I mean? So like, it doesn't, it's, and the beauty of it is, look, man, just to shoot you straight, dude, we've been doing this. We're August Burns Red. We're not gonna,
Mhm.
I don't need to sell myself. I don't need to change myself. I want to evolve myself. I want to progress myself. I want to be the best version of myself I possibly can be. But that's what it is. And if you don't like the music, that's okay too. There's so many amazing bands out there now, man. I mean,
Mhm.
our music scene has exploded. It's so there's so much great creativity and things, and it's our job, or my job, to be on top of my game in August Burns Red, to represent what August Burns Red is, which is a reflection of our experiences and our progression in life.
Right on. Now I'm going to tell you my take and tell me if I'm completely wrong on this. I don't know. Seasons of Surrender to me, in a way, first listen through, I was like, wow, this is a very I quit record, it just as a surface level. And then when I listened to it more, I was like, well, maybe it's not. It's actually letting go of maybe like the destructive patterns in your life or something like that, to embrace new challenges and new surroundings and whatnot. Is that what you were trying to say on this, or am I just imagining things?
No, man. Yeah, you hit it right on the head. It is the fact of, giving something that you have close to your heart that you need to let go of. And that could be something that you selfishly want to hold. That could be a traumatic experience in your life. That could be an addiction or a bad habit. That could be limiting beliefs. That could be money, anything. But it's up to the listener to resonate with one of the songs, and for it to speak to them about something personal for themselves, to go, man, I really need to surrender this. I need to give this up. Because the hope is that if you give that thing that's close to your heart up, it no longer has power over you. You're no
Right.
longer a slave to it. And so therefore you're free. And what are you free? You're free to be who you are. And so now you're living more of that unique life that was intended for you to live, versus living a life that's clothed or masked in pain, or false worship, or greed, or whatever it might be, right? And so that's really what the idea was.
Right on.
Hey metalheads, tired of waiting for new episodes? Crave the real raw classic metal show? For just $4.99 a month, you can become a CMS VIP. You get every episode a full week early, completely uncensored, and 100% commercial free. It's the only place to interact directly with the show, plus you score the Fast Pass, so your song requests get bumped straight to the head of the line on every live version. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe right now at classicmetalshow.locals.com and become a CMS VIP today.
One song that stands out in exactly what you're talking about to me is The Nameless, which clearly sounds like a get off social media, it's ruining your life message. I mean, that's really how I took it. It's like chasing the shiny object type of a song. Tell me about that. And more to the point, as a musician, and you've been a musician, the band has obviously been existing as social media has grown. How has it helped you? And probably more to the point, how does it not help you?
Mm. So the nameless, yeah, really, it's about legacy. It's about not wasting your time. It's about
Okay.
not being a part of what kind of society or the world's telling you to be. I feel like the world tries to put us in a box. Hey, you gotta be this guy, or you gotta look like this, or have this, or if you listen to metalcore music, you're a metalhead, right? All this stuff. We
Hmm.
just constantly, the world is constantly putting us in boxes and trying to waste our time. Um, and so the idea for the nameless is, hey man, you have a legacy to live. Get off your butt, stop doing what everybody's telling you to do, and go live your life and make a name for yourself. And don't be a part of this cyclical cycle of life where people are just falling into this normalcy. I think normalcy is honestly it's carelessness. I
Hmm.
think that's what I'm starting to understand. I always wanted to be normal my whole life. And then I realized that normalcy is just carelessness. It's
Sure.
just going with the wind. It's just doing what everybody else is doing or telling you what to do.
Hmm.
And I strongly disagree with that. But yeah, what was the second question that you had there?
More about how is
Oh,
social
well, social
media?
media.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I think it's really great in the way that y- y- when we started out, like we didn't have a GPS system. We didn't
Right.
have, ways of showing our music to people other than like, I don't know, hardcore mp3.com or whatever it was. Um, anyways, so nowadays you can share so much with the world and you can connect with people that you could have never connected with prior to social media. You can use it as a positive force to spread a good message of hope or positivity or spiritual connection, whatever. And so there's a lot of great connections there, but it opens the gates to just an immense amount of creators trying to all go for the same thing, right?
Hmm.
So now you've got to compete on this social media platform to an extreme in order to be recognized,
Right.
and that is the fall of this whole situation. And it's it's taking away the musicianship and
Hmm.
the art form, and it's bringing in the shock value or the look and appearance.
Right.
So just because you're a good looking guy with a neck tattoo doesn't mean you're a good screamer. Okay, you
Right.
might look sharp, okay, but you might sound like crap, right?
Right. Right.
So you know that's the part that I think is frustrating. However, there's artists out there that are killing it, and then they get recognized, and they get opportunities. So the landscape has changed dramatically, but I think that yes, as much as I despise social media, I understand how it could be a tool for progress.
Sure. Well, and the one thing, and I hate it as well. I really, other than when I have to post something about, hey, I did this interview or whatever. I
Yeah.
you could go years in my social media before you'd ever see what I had for lunch or that I went to the park or any of that nonsense. I hate it.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
one thing I think that really hurts for bands like yourself is that it really puts you into a box to avoid creativity, because if you get creative with your music, if you try something, which you should do, that's how bands from the 70s, 80s, even the 60s grew, is they I'll use the Beatles. I'll use the easiest, biggest example possible. When you listen to the 1960s Beatles, it's all She Loves You, three chords and 2 minutes. Then when they got stoned in the mid 60s, and then it's a whole different band. In today's world, they would have been shunned and killed. Just gotten rid of because it wasn't what people were used to. And I feel that is such a
Mhm.
detriment to bands like yourself. Social media gives so many people that should not have a voice an immediate voice to say, you
Mhm.
suck because you didn't do what I like. And
Mhm.
that kills creativity, no?
Yeah, it can. And in reality, when you want to be creative and you got to live through your heart, you got to do two things. In my opinion, you have to stop listening to other people,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you just have to stop listening to yourself, because sometimes you'll have fear of things or doubts, or you'll question stuff, right? Like a lot of people, fear, and I was one of them, up until recent. I feared what people would say about me. I was concerned. I wanted everybody to appreciate or respect or admire or whatever. And in reality, man, it's like if you've got a job to do, you can't listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you just have to be yourself, and that's the whole point of, in my opinion, what I'm starting to realize is success is not materialistic or outside. It's internal,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the commitment to desires of your heart to fulfill those. And if you fulfill those, you're successful. And so writing this record, with my bandmates, and it coming out was my success. Whatever comes about it after that is whatever it is. People could hate the record. I don't care. I'm actually very thankful that it looks like a lot of people are really enjoying the record and they resonate with it,
Sure.
and that tells me that I still have an intimate connection with my fan base. But the success is the fact that I committed to fulfilling what I'm supposed to be fulfilling, and so I can't think of what other people say, and I can't think of how I feel, because if I try to change who I am or what I'm trying to do because of a feeling, then I'm not actually executing my unique purpose,
Mm-hmm.
because it's now blemished, it's changed, it's manipulated, it's not true form. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, Jake, obviously you put out a record, you want people to hear it. You want to tour it. Touring these days,
Absolutely.
touring these days is absolutely insane, price wise and finances and everything to get out there. It's crazier than it's ever been. So where are you guys at with touring? What are the plans finishing out the year? And I'm assuming going into 2027 for Season of Surrender.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I mean, we're old tour road dogs, man. That was the era that we lived.
Right.
So we're going to be touring. We have a really cool festival out in Canada that we're doing. We've got uh, Australia tour, headlining tour that we're going to be
Excellent.
doing. We're going to be out in Europe with a band called Imminence, which we're really excited. If you haven't heard that band, they're really cool, man.
Okay.
Like,
I'll check them out.
and it was really neat. The guitarist and I think the singer really wanted August Burns Red on the tour package,
Okay.
and they were fans of ABR, and they sent me a picture of them when they were like 15 or 16 wearing ABR shirts, and
Nice.
and it's so cool, man. Like, that it's like a proud dad moment. It's like
Right.
when you see guys that are younger than you and they're leveling up and they're going through their experiences, and you are even just a small little part of that. That's really beautiful to me. But and then we're going to be doing a Under Oath tour at the end of this year.
Okay.
That's 6 weeks all across the United States. I think we dip into Canada a little bit, and that's going to be with us, Under Oath, Atreyu, and As Cities Burn, and I think Emery.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
a pretty stacked bill. Really excited about that, and we love the Under Oath boys, so that should be a good run.
Right on, man. Sounds great. I look forward to that. That'll be great. Bring it to Cleveland, please.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll
Nice.
have to see, man. That'd be awesome.
Right on, man. Well, man, here on this show, we tell everybody if you're going to stream something, okay, stream it once, twice, maybe even three times. Get a feel. But if you like it, buy it. Buy it from buy a hat, buy a shirt, buy a keychain, whatever is for sale to support the band. Where is the best place for us to send people to actually buy something from your band?
Yeah, man, that's a really great a great question. So I would go to augustburnsred.com.
Okay.
And there you can find the merch. So if you want a shirt or something, obviously you can get some merch there. We have some really cool vinyls, but if you are an experienced type of person, you'll also see all of our tour dates there. And so maybe you come and experience, August Burns Red, if you're more about that than you are grabbing a shirt
Right on. And if you're about both, then you can come to the show and get something and get
and
it
buy a
signed.
shirt.
There you go.
That's true. Yeah. Cheers to that.
Right on, man. Well, dude, I'm excited for you guys. Seasons of Surrender, I would say, might be even, and this is shocking for any band, 20 years in, it might be your best record. I know you think so, but you'll think that until the next one, and then you'll think the next one's the best one. That's how musicians roll. I get it. But this thing
Yeah.
is really strong. It's very heavy. I know a lot of people are probably saying it's the heaviest thing you've ever done. I don't want to say that because I don't even know what defines heavy anymore. Is it speed? Is it thick drops in the, in the bass? I mean, what, there is no real definition anymore. It's just good.
Right.
If you listen to it and you like stuff that's heavy, you'll be banging your head, which is, I think that's probably all
Mhm.
that you care about, right?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I agree.
Right
And thanks
on.
for the kind words. I really appreciate that, brother.
Oh, of course, man. Well, one more time, everybody. The band is August Burns Red. It is Seasons of Surrender. Make sure you get out there and buy it. It's out there now. And Jake, this has been fun, man. Thanks for joining me here on Chris Akin Presents.
Absolutely.
Want to watch the classic metal show on your big screen instead of your phone or computer? Now you can with the Rumble app. The Rumble app is available on most smart TVs and streaming devices. Just download the app, open it, and search for Classic Metal Show. You'll instantly get access to all the latest episodes on demand. Plus, catch the entire live broadcast every Saturday night and watch exclusive live-streamed events as they happen. Download the Rumble app today, search for Classic Metal Show, and subscribe now. The Classic Metal Show. Metal. Talk. Streaming live and on demand.